live.
We're live.
Hydro and Co episode. I don't even know what episode this is. Long time no talk, K Dog. It's been a while
Yeah, I
since we
know.
recorded.
It's been a while. We stopped and football is a couple months away, and now here we are. Football starts up this week. We had to be back.
Yeah, so that's a big reason why we're back. Is football season's right around the corner. It starts on Thursday, so we wanted to go ahead and start um, cranking out videos once a week. On Tuesdays, more than likely, might make two videos a week just based on our schedules and stuff. But we are guaranteeing one video a week, especially during football season. That's our bread and butter, especially for us too. So I know I'm really excited. I know you're really excited, and
Absolutely.
we got a lot of catching up to do. Um, our fantasy football draft was Sunday. I could not attend in person because of COVID, but I heard it was a really good time.
It was amazing. We got 12-team league, and Wyatt had COVID. He couldn't be there, and then Chase, our friend, who is actually going to be joining the podcast starting next week going forward. He lives in South Carolina. He could not be there, but the 10 out of the 12 were there, and it was honestly so much fun. Like, we're definitely doing that every year, and we're going to do a draft board that's hanging up on my wall right above my head every single year.
Yeah, it was. It's a really competitive league. A lot of money on the line, a lot of bragging rights on the line. I'd say just about as important as the
Oh yeah,
money at the end of the day.
oh yeah.
Uh, Everybody's been playing for a good amount of time playing fantasy, so uh, everyone knows what they're doing. There's no sellers in this league. It's going to be a tough league throughout the year. Every single matchup, every single week is going to be tough. Um, and what we're going to do to start this episode is we're going to look at each team, kind of talk about them, and then we're going to rank them all. Fun fact, Kendall, I'm in 9 fantasy leagues this year.
Good Lord, dude.
Yeah,
See, like, I'm in three, and that's usually all I stay in. I'm in ours. I'm in Big Ballers Barbecue with you and your friends, and then I'm in one with Ant from work. We're doing a 2 quarterback league just because he wanted to like experiment with it. So I figured
yeah.
I'd do it. There's
I'm
10, there's 10 of us with 2 quarterbacks, so it'll be
yeah.
different.
I have that the league we're about to talk about, Big Ballers Barbecue, a college football fantasy league,
Hmm.
which is pretty interesting. Honestly, it's really complicated because I don't watch college football, so I just kind of had to guess.
You're
But
just kind of taking names at the top.
I was one to know. I'm one to know. I want to know. So,
There you go.
um, and then I'm in the our dynasty league,
Oh yeah,
on
I'm in the
Sleeper.
Dynasty League too. I forgot about that.
And then I'm in one, two, three, four, five Sig Ep league or 4 Sig Ep leagues, and my family's doing a league this year. So, me, my mom, my stepdad, Summer's 2 brothers, Summer's sister, and Summer's best friend. So should
Nice.
be interesting.
I'm
But
in I'm in four because I forgot about sleeper, but definitely I'm only in one for money, and it's the one that we're going to talk about
yep,
every week on this podcast. So
exactly.
that is definitely my main league, and definitely the league I'll be paying attention to, especially since I'm the commissioner of it all.
Well, going into that league, let's share my screen here. So I have DA's team pulled up. But so here we go here. I'm gonna go over to standings real quick, kind of show all the teams in the league. Uh, you know, each team here is split in half. I'm kicking with Camara. Shout out to my boy Alvin. Um,
I'm the real Slim Brady.
so we're in the same division this year. Um, as I'm looking at it, it's looking like our division's the division to be in. It's the most competitive one in my opinion.
Yeah.
Um,
I will say the divisions in our league don't really mean anything, but it is kind of cool to
yeah,
just you just stack up with the people.
yeah.
That's all it is.
So we'll save our teams for last year, but we'll go with Mister previous champion of the league last
The
year,
defending champion.
defending champion Logan. So as I'm just looking through his league, a lot of depth. He has the handcuff with Alvin, which is nice because you never know if he might get suspended or not. Uh, he's kind of piggybacking on the fact that hopefully J.K. Dobbins, my starting running back, is ass and are hurt, so Mike Davis can get some starts. But all in all, I think Logan's team is very good, top to bottom. I think he has the best running back duo in the league. If Alvin plays all 17 games, and his receiving core is sneaky good.
Yeah. um, I will say, I think we're everybody watching. You're probably going to hear us repeat ourselves because, in my opinion, I think all 12 of us have a shot at it. I don't think there's a team that's just absolutely way behind the rest of us. Obviously, I think teams are better than others, but I think everybody's got a shot. But anyway, yeah, unbiased. I hate Austin Eckler, but him and Kamara running back duo, that's filthy. Um, and then he's got the Dak and Schultz, which I think is kind of a slept on stack there. Now that Amari's gone, Schultz is going to be the number 2 target for Dallas. And then, like you said, his receivers, all 3 of them, DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney, and Christian Kirk, and even Tyler Lockett on his bench. All 4 of them people, they're all considered underrated. They're all kind of sneaky good. I wouldn't say DJ Moore's probably the closest to being like a stud, but I wouldn't say any 4 of them are studs. They're kind of just all very, very slept on.
Yeah, and what helps is I think with DJ Moore specifically, DJ Moore is someone I really wanted in all of my drafts, especially at his value because he was going like 5th, 6th round, and I think DJ Moore is a fringe wide receiver 1, in
Yeah,
fantasy. That late in drafts, uh, they're going to be playing tight games a lot, playing from behind a lot. Even though Carolina's good, they just play in a really difficult division. Um, and the defense isn't the same as it was last year. They lost a lot of pieces. So I think that DJ is going to get plenty of targets. I think Darnell Mooney with Justin Fields in his second year, number 1 target. He's going to see the ball a lot. And then
yep,
Christian Kirk, I mean, that Jags team's going to be trying to shoot people out. Like they're gonna try to win in the air,
yep.
and he's easily the number 1 target. So what helps is all 3 of his receivers are like the consensus number 1 target for their team. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah, I actually I agree with you and Mooney. I think him and Fields they showed that they have a connection. I actually drafted Mooney, but he was part of that 3-team trade between me, Logan, and B Rich. So
Yeah,
it was I had to let Mooney go in order for me to get a better running back, in my opinion.
I really don't like Tyler Lockett, wide receiver 2 with Geno Smith throwing the ball. I just don't see him being very serviceable.
I
Um,
think for a bench piece, I mean that's
yeah,
he fell hard in the draft.
and I think it was deserving, but
I think it is deserving. I
all
don't blame
average
Logan for.
Joes.
Oh yeah, that is a pretty clever team name. I
Yeah.
do like that.
So moving on to tag here.
Are we just gonna go back to me since we skipped me?
Yeah, I said we'd save us 2 for last.
Oh, okay, I didn't hear that. My bad.
Um, Here we go with tags team. Um, I love tags bench almost as much as I love his starting.
It, Tag does have a very deep team.
Juju, underrated as fuck. Chase Edmonds could be a stud. Everyone's been up until like a month ago. Everyone was like, James Cook this, James Cook's a sleeper pick in every draft, and then I feel like it became the sleeper pick in every draft, so it's no longer a sleeper pick.
Yeah,
But if Devin Singletary doesn't step up, and you know, ah, it could very well work out for Tag there. But the great thing is for him is it doesn't have to. Um, if James Conner puts up half the touchdowns he did last year, that's a W.
yeah.
Um,
I will say he also has a very good running back duo, JT Connor. I'm not very high on Connor, but like you said, if as long as he just gets goal line touches, he'll be a solid running back too for sure. Probably one of the better
yeah,
RB2s in the whole league.
yeah.
Uh, JT's obviously stud. Um, I'm not very high on Rodgers. I'll be honest. Without Devontae, I see them really relying on their 2 running backs, which I have both of them. So
You're
I'm not
welcome.
very. Thanks. I'm not very high on him, but Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying he's not going to be as good as he once was with Devontae. And
See,
then,
I agree with that, but at the same token, um, I think because they're going to be bad, they're going to be playing behind a lot, and they're going to throw the ball like fucking
I,
45 times a game.
Well, I don't think the Packers are going to be a bad team. I think what's going to happen is I think they have a very slept on defense. I think they have a top 5 defense heading into this year. So I think they're going to be able to get stops and they're going to run the ball and they're going to kind of play, even with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, they're going to kind of play like the Browns do. They're going to run the ball, try and chew clock and play defense. I think that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, I think it's really going to come down to if Christian Watson plays as well as he does. Everyone's thinking he will. How will Randall Cobb play? How will Sammy Watkins play?
Yeah.
It could go either way. I'm a big fan of the Vikings this year, so I don't think it's going to go perfect for them. But I think with a projection of 19.6, like honestly, with quarterbacks in general, like QB1 and like QB15 are not separated by a hell of a whole lot.
Oh, I know. That's why anybody who ever takes a quarterback in the first 3 rounds, you're just pretty much admitting defeat.
And I will say, I really do like Tag's running back duo. I think the reason why I like Logan's more is just the PPR value. He's got 2 great pass catching running backs.
Yeah.
And his receiving core is it's kind of iffy to me, and his whole skill positions outside of running back are confusing to me because I think Godwin's fine, but DK and Brandon especially with their quarterback situation just kind of scare me.
Yep.
Um,
I agree.
I love Geno Smith, I love Drew Lock, and I love DK Metcalf, but I just don't see it working. They're gonna throw the ball a lot, but even when Geno was in Miami last year with Jalen Waddle, and it just didn't work. He wasn't able to put the ball where it needed to be. And DK is a hell of a target. I mean, you can kind of just put the ball wherever you need to with DK, but still, it's a little difficult for me to see DK being a top 10 to 15 receiver with the production he's probably going to get.
Yeah, I will say DK was another one of them that kind of fell,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm with you. I'm not very high on him. I would also like to add, I am the biggest Travis Kelce hater you'll probably ever meet. I cannot stand that motherfucker. And the fact that Tag got him in the 3rd round, I will even admit that is a joke. Travis Kelce should have been a 2nd round pick. Tag, as much as I hate to say it, you got to steal in that one.
Well, what's funny is that me and Tag both go to Murray, and I see Tag probably 2-3 times a week at lunch. And I was talking to Tag the other day, the week before the draft, and he was like, "You want to hear some insider info?" And I was like, "Sure." And he's like, "Word on the street is that Kelce's not going to make it out of the top 8 picks, or like out of the first round." And I'm like, "Cool. It won't be me picking him." And he made it to the fucking 3rd round.
I know. I told Tag, me and him talked every day leading up to the draft, and I always told him, I said, where people go is strictly going to depend on our draft order. And it just so happened that the people who actually liked Kelce were picking either early in the draft, or I know Jake likes him and he picked 12th, and I don't think Jake felt like he wanted to reach at the 12 or 13 spot, even though I don't know. He shouldn't have felt like Andrews went. He went 18th overall, so the 6th pick in the 2nd round. Kelce should have went like right after him, right there with Andrews.
I love Mark Andrews, but I'm picking Kelce over Andrews. I don't care if Kelce's getting fucking double teamed all year long. They'll make it work.
I don't blame. I would have took Andrews for obvious reasons. I don't blame Cody for doing it because we'll talk about his team here in a minute. But he had a plan heading into the draft and he executed it very well.
Other than that, I think Juju might end up beating his starting lineup before too long. I think Juju's going to actually have a really good year in KC because Kelce is going to be on a double team. Juju's going to get to see a lot more one-on-one looks, and that's not something that he's accustomed to.
Yep.
And if they don't want a 101 Kelce, then Tag's going to love it because Kelce's going to be the tight end one again. He's going to fucking dominate like he always does.
Yeah. One more thing real quick.
Yep.
I also really love the Trevor Lawrence stash on the bench. I think, I'm not saying real life here because that would be stupid, but I think when it comes to fantasy wise, I think Trevor Lawrence by middle of the year will have a small shot at averaging more points and being a better option than Aaron Rodgers by mid-year in fantasy, not real life.
I could see
Because
that.
the Jags are going to be behind. They just signed some good receivers and some protection, and I've been saying T. Law is going to take a step. I still think he's the best quarterback in that draft class. He's got the most talent, and I think that the Jags are just going to be down, and he's got new weapons to throw to, and I think he's going to succeed.
Also, like Matt Prater, good kick and pick. Logan picked Justin Tucker. That's just boring. Cody Hobbs, Riley Reed options.
Here we go. All right, so you want me to go first on this one?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so like I was saying, reason he took Andrews is heading into the draft. Me and Cody work together, so I talk to him almost we do talk every day, whether it's texting or at work. But he told me he either wanted Lamar and Andrews he wanted a stack, and he wanted Lamar and Andrews as number one priority, and his second priority was CD and Dak. And I took CD in the second round right before him, so he took Andrews, and he was able to get Lamar later. So that stack right there, in my opinion, Lamar and Andrews has the potential to be the best stack all year.
Bro,
with Najee and Jacobs, two consistent running backs. Najee is a second year going to be a stud. The Steelers always run one running back. Jacobs in his career has never finished outside the top 12 in fantasy. I thought he was ranked a little low. Evans always gets 1,000 yards. So then whenever you have those five people right there, like consistency, you were able to take the shot at Judy taking a step up and having a breakout year. You were able to take the shot on Ayuk. You were able to take the shot on Clyde, those three players.
Yeah. For me, there's this funny stat that I saw the other day where running backs who had over 350 touches the year before have terrible success rates the following year. Like, for example, Le'Veon Bell's holdout year was the year after a 350 touch year. Derrick Henry's last year was the year after a 350 touch year, and Najee had a 350 touch year last year.
He was also a rookie. So
yeah. So I think it's funny. It's just he's either going to break the curse or he's going to fall right into it, and it's going to be really funny either way.
I like Najee. Cody picked him to pick. If I was going to pick him, if Cody didn't pick him, literally the pick before me.
I'm pretty sure I picked Najee in over half my leagues, so like I'm not afraid of picking Najee.
No, I like him.
Based on the committee in Las Vegas, I think Jacobs will be better than his AAV is currently. I think it's really fucking low.
His is way too low in my opinion. I do think Zamir White gets snaps. He's going to get playing time. Amir Abdullah is going to get some playing time, but Jacobs is still going to get the majority of the playing time, majority of the snaps. He's going to get all of the goal line touches. Like he's still going to be
should.
Yeah, he's still going to be a very consistent running back, especially for fantasy.
He also picked Mr. Consistency Harrison Butker as his kicker.
He's an ass.
Harrison Butker's always just a solid top line kicking option, and his bench is not terrible. I like the Chuba Hubbard stash.
Yeah, he took that from Bryce.
That's a very hey. I have a league right now where I have my two running backs are Aaron Jones and DeAndre Swift, and my bench has Jamal Williams and AJ Dillon.
That's smart. That's
yeah.
I say it every year. You need to have your handcuffs. I always have both of mine.
But moving on, I think Cody's team is just very run of the mill, very solid.
I think Cody's team's very legit. We'll get to the ranking. We'll get to the rankings after all the teams.
D Hay, I like D Hay's team. My big question mark with D Hay's team is Allen Robinson. Will he be the guy that everyone thinks he will be? Because if he does, his team's going to be gnarly. Really fucking gnarly.
Yeah.
He has his handcuff at running back with Dalvin. He has the handcuff with Saquon. Which even if Saquon gets hurt, I don't know how you fucking start Matt Breida at the fucking running back.
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen there.
I feel like you take Darrell Henderson and you just hope for or Kareem Hunt and hope for the best. But
yeah. If one of his running backs get hurt, Kareem Hunt will get plugged in.
I think D Hay could win this league. It is all going to depend on two things. One, Saquon staying healthy, and 2, Pittman and Brown having the breakout years that everyone thinks they're going to have. If
Yeah.
Pittman and Brown play like receiver ones, which I think they both can, because receiver ones and Matt Ryan offenses are unimaginably good at fantasy every year.
Yeah.
Calvin, Julio, Roddy White, and then fucking Marquise Brown in Arizona. They're just going to air the ball out all the time. So D-Hay's a dark horse to win the league.
I will say the Kyler Marquise stack is solid. I'm not as high on Kyler as a lot of people are. I know Kyler's very iffy. I feel like everybody, you really love Kyler or you're not that high on him. Like, I don't really think there's any in between. I'm one of those. I'm not that high on him, but he's going to be a solid quarterback. Cook and Madison, he's got Madison to back him up. That's perfect. There's not many people better than that. I worry about Saquon, his health, but he's got Kareem Hunt to back him up. Possibly Pittman, like you said, I think he's due for a step up. I think it's going to be interesting to see if it happens because Matt Ryan's never been on such a run-heavy team like the Colts are going to be with Jonathan Taylor. They're going to hand the ball off 30 times a game between him and Naheem Hines. Marquise Brown, like I said, good stack with Kyler. Kittle, good top 5 tight end.
That's a
A-Rob,
disrespectful fucking AAV on Kittle's part.
Yeah, I thought him and Waller needed to be higher. Like, I think both of them needed to be where Pitts should have been. I don't think Kyle Pitts is 25 picks higher than Kittle and Waller. But A-Rob, like you said, hit or miss. That dude might prove that he could still play football this year with Matthew Stafford, or he might take another back seat and watch Cooper Kupp do his thing again, and maybe he just don't have it. We'll see. But he is a Rams fan, so I don't blame him for taking him. And then the Ravens defense, when healthy, that is a very good defense.
And then Greg Joseph, solid kicker.
I'm just not going to comment on the kickers.
They're going to score a lot of points, a lot of extra points, but they also run the ball a lot, so they're going to eventually play really good run defenses. He's going to kick a lot of field goals as well. So bench wise, I love the Trey Lance stash because after Call of Duty comes out, Kyler might not be serviceable anymore. So having Trey Lance ready to go is not terrible. And then Gallup and Jameson Williams on the IR. Isn't Williams out for the year?
I think he might be, but
I'm pretty sure he is. I didn't think we were playing Dynasty League, so that made no fucking sense. But
oh well, I guess.
I mean, it doesn't hurt anything.
It don't really matter.
Robert Woods could be sneaky. I think the Titans are not going to be very good, but Robert Woods could be part of what proved me wrong.
Maybe.
All right. Well, moving on from D-Hay. Big Will. Your dad. The man, the myth, the legend.
Bro, I wish you could have seen it on draft night. Whenever we were drawing the names out of the hat, I said, I was standing up in front of everybody, and I said, the first pick of the 2022 fantasy draft belongs to, and then Logan took a piece of paper. No. It was actually my dad. We changed it. I was going to do Logan, and I put my hat out to my dad to my right. And he got a piece of paper out, and he opened it, and it was his name on it. And he was mad. Like, he had told me that he wanted the later the pick, the possible. He wanted way towards the end.
Yeah.
And he got number 1. And he was torn between Devontae and Jonathan Taylor and Derrick Henry for like 30 minutes. Like, he was stressing. And he looked at me and he goes, I'm taking Devontae all the way, and I'm going to hope Nick Chubb falls. He gets up, walks out of the room with Wes. They went outside and talked. They come back in. My dad immediately – there's like 20 minutes still before we draft. It's like 15. 15 minutes still before we draft. My dad grabs that Devontae Adams sticker, and he just goes ahead and puts it right there at the number 1 pick. And we were all like, oh!
So his team he's got the Raiders stack, and Nick Chubb fell.
He did. Nick Chubb fell like he wanted.
I love how that since Antonio Gibson doesn't have to worry about B Rob or JD McKissick this week. That his fucking projection's up to 15-6.
I know, that's crazy.
So good for you, Big Will. That probably won't last. But I think Damian Harris could very well turn out to be good like he did last year.
Yep.
And AG deserves the touches, man. Like I hate it for him. He's a good running back. I really love Antonio Gibson. It's just the organization does not, and they want to make it a committee.
Yeah. I think by week 5, he'll have to put Damian Harris in for AG, but that ain't no big deal.
Yeah. He just made the trade for T. Higgins. I think that was a great trade on his part. I love Keenan Allen, but I don't think he got any worse.
He got when we get to talk about the bench, he got Lazard too, Packers wide receiver 1.
Yeah,
For
that helps.
It was Keenan for T. Higgins and Lazard, basically.
The Pat Fryermuth, I love that tight end pick, especially if you're getting later on into your draft and you don't have a tight end. I think that's a great option.
Yeah,
Devontae, great. Love the real DC, Daniel Carlson. Great.
I think I know I'm biased because I'm related to him or whatever you want to say, and he's got Raiders on his team. But Logan agreed with me at work. I think everybody, yes, maybe he shouldn't have taken Devontae at 1, but at the same time, running backs touch the ball a lot more than receivers. They're more likely to get hurt than a receiver. He wanted Devontae. I think Devontae is going to be very consistent for him. I don't blame him, especially with Carr. I think Carr's projection is way too low. I think he's about to have the best season of his career for obvious reasons. He's got the best team he's ever had. So I think Carr is going to be a lot better than 16 against the Chargers, but I guess we'll see. But like I was saying with Logan, I think as long as you just get over the fact that he took Devontae at 1, if you could just get past that and you just look at his team, I think he has a very good team. We'll see where he's at in the rankings. I've already got mine made, but like I said, I don't think anybody just doesn't have a chance to win it. I think he's right there in the mix with us.
Respect the Jameis Winston pick as well. Might
Okay,
as well have an elite backup.
No offense here, but the fact that Jameis Winston, his projection is higher than Derek Carr's is a fucking joke. That is a joke.
Jameis is a fucking beast. I don't understand what you're talking about.
Dude, Carr has the best team of his career. He always starts the season hot. He is throwing to Devontae, Waller, Renfro. If you try to stop them, we're going to run some screens with Josh McDaniels. He loves screens, so Carr's still going to get points there. Like, our offense is going to be a top 5 offense this year, no doubt.
I think it's just because we're playing Atlanta.
Well, the Raiders and Chargers about to be a shootout, so.
You say that now.
If there's less than 20 points scored in that game, I don't even know.
All right. Well, my Balzac's starting to hurt. Let's look at old Jake's team. Fantastic fucking draft on Jake's part, personally.
Another one of them dudes that are right there in the mix for their contending.
Has the best kicker in the league.
Not named Justin Tucker.
See, Justin Tucker's just the fucking fan favorite magazine pick. Evan McPherson's a fucking monster.
He is. I'd say he's the second best kicker, but I mean, we're really talking kickers here. I mean, come on.
I love how he has a New Orleans receiver handcuff with Michael Thomas and Jarvis.
He does. He has a receiver handcuff,
which might be the smartest fucking thing Jake could have done.
When you have Michael Thomas, you need a handcuff.
So respect there. He also has a fucking Arizona handcuff besides the actual starter. Rondell Moore and AJ Green.
Well, Rondell Moore's going to be Cardinals wide receiver 2 for 6 weeks till D-Hop comes back.
Yeah, Cordero Patterson could be good as well. He's really deep. I like his team all.
Allen Diggs is right there with best stat contender every year.
His running backs are really good if David Montgomery plays up to expectation. Cortland Sutton is one of the best wide receiver 2s you could have.
I disagree with you there, but we'll just go ahead and disagree.
I think as a pure wide receiver 2.
Okay, here's my thing on Cortland Sutton. I think every year heading into the year gets hyped up. Oh, Cortland Sutton's about to break out. Cortland Sutton's about to break out. Yes, I know he's had Drew Lock throwing him the ball, and now he has Russell Wilson. I realize that. But whenever I watch the Broncos, and I watch them at least twice a year because they play the Raiders, I always feel like Cortland Sutton, watching him, cannot create consistent separation with his routes. And he doesn't have blazing speed. To me, he is very much a throw it up and go get the ball receiver, which is great for making highlights. I'll give you that. But NFL is not about making highlights as a receiver all the time. It's about getting open for your quarterback and making plays. And I just don't think Cortland Sutton does that consistently. But I guess we'll see this year with Russ. But I feel like every year he just gets hyped up. And then last year he just 700 yards and 2 touchdowns. Like, it's
Yeah, but ultimately, Jake's team, top of the top.
Yes, Jake's team. Jake has one of the best teams, in my opinion. Even though I don't like Cortland Sutton.
Moving on to spoiler, I think the worst team in the league. Be Rich. Be Rich team's gotten a little bit better since with Keenan. But there's just so much bust potential on this team. It's not even funny. Cam Akers is looked at as a potential bust. Zeke gets hurt every year. Tyreek's quarterback can't get him the ball. David Njoku is, no. Rashad Bateman's going to be lucky to get the ball. Like, until D Hop comes back, B Rich is in some fucking trouble.
Okay, here's why I'm going to argue the other side. Cam Akers, yes, he could bust, but he could also boom in the Rams offense. He's very much boom bust candidate. As much as I hate him, Herbert Keenan, that's another contender for best stack because Chargers air the ball out a lot. Zeke always stays consistent. Yes, he gets hurt, but he always plays through his injury, and he will keep getting the goal line carries for the Cowboys, and he will keep staying consistent. Tyreek on the Dolphins, I agree. Another boom but he could thrive with the slants that Tua is going to throw him. He could run after the catch, whatever. But he could also bust. I agree. Tight end obviously is his weakest spot. He just kind of accepted defeat. Rashad Bateman, again, he's wide receiver 1 for the Ravens. That could either be very good for him because he'll be getting the second most targets on the team behind Andrews, or it could be very bad because now he's got to face the best corner every week. Boom or bust. I agree, but I think this is the best all around and deepest team. Like even on his bench, D Hop, McKissick is going to be in the committee. Robbie Anderson could thrive with Baker. Kirk Cousins is a good bench quarterback, and I don't know if I said it, but D Hop's coming. So I think this is the best team B Rich has ever drafted, and it's definitely the deepest. I think he's going to be, again, I don't think anybody just doesn't have a chance, but his team's all right. He'll be in the mix with some people.
Big Wes.
He also, real quick, he also has Pollard to back up Zeke.
Yeah.
So the bet, I know I would never wish injuries upon people, but if Zeke or Pollard, one of them get hurt, that would be a blessing for Brandon because the other one, whichever one gets hurt, the other one that's healthy will not come off the field.
Well, Big Wes's team. I think this team is sneaky. I think it has a lot of boomer bust potential. Derrick Henry's kind of backpacking that whole team. But his team could go really well or really bad. Gabe Davis and Terry McLaurin, I think that could be a really solid wide receiver duo. But then again, what are we going to see out of Gabe Davis? I think Terry McLaurin's production is pretty. You know what you're getting from Terry, and it's good.
Yeah.
Darren Waller, I mean, I think Darren Waller's going to have a better year than he's projected, but you never know. There's a lot of fucking mouths to feed in that offense.
Josh McDaniels does love him some tight ends. He always has.
Yeah.
Now he's got I won't say the best because he had Gronk, but I'd say Darren Waller's more talented than Gronk, but I'm not going to say he's better, but he's got more talent.
Yeah. I love the stack of Javonte and Melvin.
Yeah, that's smart.
Dameon Pierce, I think could be really good. It's just going to be how competitive can Houston stay? Because are they going to even be able to run the ball? Um,
right? But
that's a big.
they could check it down to him.
Yeah,
That's
that's true.
PPR. You get some catches. I don't know. Uh, Henry, Javonte, great running back duo. I kind of worried a little bit on Javonte just because of Melvin still, but that's kind of obvious. You know what you're getting from old Kermit the Frog up there. Uh,
Yeah,
Terry, good. I am worried about his receiver, the rest of his receivers. Like I'm not big on Gabe Davis. I think he had one great playoff game for 4 touchdowns because they were just only guarding Stephon Diggs that game. But who knows? Maybe Gabe Davis does break out, but I'm not big on him.
yeah.
And then his bench receivers like Elijah Moore. I don't trust that quarterback situation. Chris Olave is wide receiver 3 at best for y'all. I don't know. Wes, I got 4 good receivers. If you're interested, just text me. I know we've never made a trade. Probably won't happen, but I'd be all ears.
I just feel like a running back in the flex spot is just a disadvantage in
I agree.
PPR.
I
Um,
agree. But that is a starting running back,
it's true.
and he's got a top. I'll just be conservative. Top 5 tight end. I think he's better than that. But
Chris Olave is not even projected to be. Um, I don't know how much Chris Olave is going to touch the field.
I know, like,
Jarvis is a starting slot receiver.
got MT.
You got Mike, and then Traquan Smith is behind Jarvis.
I
It's
know.
not Chris Olave, it's Traquan. So it goes MT, Jarvis, Traquan, Chris.
Yeah.
So we'll see how well he does. I think he could get really good, um, really fast. I think he's going to have the opportunity to. Someone's going to get hurt in that offense. He's going to have to come step up. Um,
Yeah.
so
But Wes's team is right there in the mix. Again,
yeah,
I said we'd be repeating ourselves. I think everybody's got a solid team.
old Chase,
He he did
RB0.
the definition of the RB0 draft. Let me tell you.
Um, his receivers are fucking fantastic, and he's got the Hurts and Brown stack. Former Eagle and Zach Ertz, current Eagles and Sanders and AJ Brown. Brees Hall as your bench running back is a great fucking move. Because he could be really good. It's just
Yeah.
like, man, your receivers suck balls. Like Elijah Mitchell is good, but he's not even projected 200 points.
Yeah.
And Miles Sanders, you better hope to God he had a better season than last year because Brees Hall is going to get moved in that starting running back spot pretty damn quick.
Dude. I he's got the best receiver core, no doubt. Cup, Chase, AJ. That's filthy.
Easily.
That's filthy. But I think Elijah Mitchell and Miles Sanders projections are both too high. Miles Sanders sucks. I'm sorry. He's hyped up every year, never does shit. He's ass. Elijah Mitchell, the 49ers go through running backs just like that. They'll have a different one every year. Like Elijah Mitchell was not even their starting running. He wasn't even their second string running back last year. They just had people get hurt, so he stepped in and did good. So they could have a new running back by mid-year, and Elijah Mitchell you'll never hear of again.
What's funny is yeah, you won't hear of him again until he gets signed by the Dolphins next year.
Yeah, exactly. I always just
Um
go sign the 49ers.
um
But if I had a suggestion for Chase's team, he has Stafford on his bench. I love the Stafford and Cup stack. So I know he's an Eagles fan, but I would try and package Mitchell and Hurts for a running back and just start Stafford. If I had a suggestion for Chase, that's what I would do. But I'm not. He could do it every once. That's just one thing. That's the one thing that he's missing as a running back.
yeah. It's funny is Brees and Kenneth a month ago, that would have been like, holy shit, he got Brees Hall and Kenneth Walker. But now it's
Yeah.
like, well, it
Now,
doesn't matter.
now they're both backups on their team's depth chart.
Fuck yeah, Michael Carter, baby.
Michael Carter is the number 1 running back on the
As
Jets
he
depth
should
chart.
be. As he fucking should be. And then finally, old B Rice. I like Rice's team. Personally, I think he's got a really solid team. Obviously, you know, bag of bones here, has to stay healthy.
Yep.
Jalen's got to carve out his spot in the offense. Amari Cooper's got to hope to God Jacoby Brissett still has somewhat of fucking relevance left.
Yeah.
Um,
I like
but-
the Rashad Penny on the bench thing.
I think he could step in. He needs to go fucking. He's got James Robinson as the backup. He needs to go try to get fucking Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah, I know. He needs him.
Oh.
I'm gonna just state the obvious for every Christian McCaffrey owner, but it's gonna be true until Christian McCaffrey retires. His season will literally rely on if Christian McCaffrey gets hurt. If Christian McCaffrey stays healthy, Bryce will be there in the playoffs. If Christian McCaffrey gets hurt, Bryce will be a contender to be eating some wings next year.
Yep. Fuck those wings.
It all rides on CMC, like every CMC owner ever.
Oh, yeah. Speaking to one who lost his shit last year, so
Yeah, you'll be eating them wings soon. You can't keep running from them, buddy.
I know. Dude, I had a spicy chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A a couple days ago, and it was terrible.
Dude, spicy chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A.
No,
they're not.
really,
They're not even spicy at all.
dude, it was killing me, bro. And I'm like, how am I
Oh
supposed to
my
eat
God.
these wings? How am I
Your-
supposed to sit here and eat these wings?
Your heat tolerance sucks.
It's bad. I'm a little baby, but let's go on to your team here, Kendall.
All right. Let me talk first, and then I'll let you be the unbiased one, because obviously I'm going to be biased towards my team. You're going to be biased towards your team.
No.
Based on their ADPs, like where they were going, Brady was like my number one, if not two, targeted quarterback. I either wanted Brady or I wanted Dak with CD stack. So I've got Brady. Good. Mixon and Jones, I feel like I'm up there with the running back duos with Logan and Tag. I think us three are the best three running back duos. I love mine just because, again, if Jones or Dillon gets hurt, the other one's not coming off the field. But I also think Aaron Jones could lead the Packers in catches this year, which is amazing for PPR. So I love my running back duo. And I also love CeeDee Lamb this year because Amari's gone. They're still going to air the ball out, in my opinion. Zeke's not getting any younger. He'll get goal line carries, like I said. But CD is due for a breakout. I think he finishes as a top 5 fantasy receiver, and I love that pick. And I've always wanted Deontay Johnson for the past 3 years. I never get him. I've always tried to trade for him, and nobody would budge, especially Tag last year. But I drafted him. Glad I got him. Dawson Knox, sleeper tight end. I couldn't get one of the top 6, so I figured I'd wait. And then my flex option, based on matchups, Renfrow, Thielen. Love that. I love my depth. Love my receivers. Colts defense, they got Stephon Gilmore this offseason, and they got Yannick Ngakoue from us. And they play in a division with the Jags and the Texans, and the Titans. They get to play the Jags, Texans, Titans twice a year. Those are 3 bad offenses, in my opinion, other than Derrick Henry. And then, like I said, I love my depth on my bench. I really am happy with my team walking out of that draft.
I hate your kicker. Nick Folk's a bitch.
Well, he finished as like the number 2 kicker last year, but
I hate Nick Folk.
I don't really care about kickers again.
Tom Brady's gonna bust this year.
Oh, good God.
Your running backs are solid. Your receivers are meh.
Oh, good God. Meh.
Deontay Johnson is going to be okay.
Dude,
I'm afraid with Mitchell Trubisky throwing him the fucking ball.
Dude, I think Mitchell Trubisky now is better than what Big Ben was last year. Big Ben was ass last year, bro.
Very well could be. I don't think Hunter Renfrow is going to average 199 points over the course of the year. I think he's going to be like 160.
Yeah, bro, you sleeping.
I think your team is good. I love Dawson Knox's pick. That's a great pick. And I love your bench. I think your team has the best ability to weather the injury storm.
Yep.
Because Thielen, Russell Gage, once he's fully healthy.
I took a shot on Fields. He could be running for his life, so that could get rushing yards.
So I think your team's pretty good. I like most of it. And
I think I have the second best receivers in the league right behind Chase. I love CD, Deontay,
there's a large
Renfrow, and
fucking
Thielen.
gap between you and Chase.
I'll take my 4, but yes, he has the best.
And then Finally my team. I have the worst running back duo in the league.
No. Your running backs are much better than Chase's.
Oh yeah, true. Second worst running back duo in the league. Uh, Russ is Russ. I don't have any really stacks this year. I couldn't really. My draft spot was just dick.
Kind of was. I love that you took JJ. I think JJ finishes as wide receiver 1 in fantasy this year.
I really got fucked over with my draft spot because I can think about 5 or 6 different times where the player I really wanted to get went to pick before me.
You could have taken Kamara, dude.
I know. I just don't trust him. I was just really overthinking it. I should have took him, but I just felt like I was picking scraps all draft long after JJ. I was just picking scraps. The only thing I got quick to was JJ and tight end, and everywhere else I felt like I was picking up scraps. My bench is fucking atrocious. Unless Drake London is the next Jamar Chase or Kadarius Toney.
I really don't think I really don't think your team is as bad as you're trying to make it out to be.
I like my starting receivers a lot. Justin Jefferson, Mike Williams, and Amon-Ra St. Brown is a really solid group.
I think Amon-Ra is going to be better than Mike Williams, but I could see that. I like Amon-Ra a lot. I thought that was a really, really good pick.
I just don't trust J.K. Dobbins. If I get rookie year J.K. Dobbins, my team goes a completely different path. But I don't. If I get 11 points per week, J.K. Dobbins, it's going to be a rough year. Because I don't have any running back depth unless Michael Carter becomes the next version of fucking Jesus Christ himself. Don't see that happening. And then Ramondre Stevenson is in the biggest fucking running back committee in the league. There's like 6 of them. So I don't even know how he's averaging 11 points a game.
They're projecting him to start, but they're projecting him and Damien Harris just pretty much split even.
Exactly. So maybe George Pickens will just be a menace. That was a funny pick for me. I love George Pickens, the energy.
Could be, bro. If Breece Hall goes down, Michael Carter is going to be a PPR machine.
Tyler Allgeier can be. He's kind of stuffed down on the Falcons depth chart, but I think by mid to late year he could be the starter. That's why I took him. It was late. I think it was like second to last round, and then I took Deshaun in the last round because fucking why not? Who knows how it'll be 13, 14 weeks from now. So he might be a fucking menace. I might have to start him, but I was like, why not take Deshaun? That'd be funny as fuck. So I did.
Yeah.
So with all that,
let's rank them, baby.
Let's rank them. You want to go first?
Are we gonna? Am I just gonna say my whole list, or you just want to start with my number 1, then your number 1, and then we'll just go down? Or do I need to say?
We can go number. We can do that way.
Okay.
So number 1,
my best team. Again, I had to put somebody first. I had to put somebody last. I think we're all somewhat close to each other. We're all going to compete for it all, but had to put somebody 1. I went with Cody Hobbs. I think he had slightly the best team. I got Lamar Andrews with Najee Jacobs and then Mike Evans. I think that's a real strong 5.
I gave Logan the number 1 spot.
Again, I could say somebody at my number 2, and you could have them last. That's how close I think the league is.
Number 2, I have Jake.
Number 2, I have myself. I know I'm biased, but I honestly think I'm number 2. So,
number 3.
3 tag.
I have B Money at 3.
Number 4, I had Logan.
I have Chase at 4.
5, I went Jake.
5, I went Cody Hobbs.
6, I went Wee Money.
I went you at 6.
I'll take it. I wasn't going to be mad regardless because this is just our opinions. Some of our friends could think Cody has the worst team. I don't know, but
it's fucking hard to rank them too because you just have to look. It's hard to look at them and rank them.
I think a lot of this year, because we're so close, I think it's just going to depend on injuries. like whose team could stay healthy for the longest and matchups week to week. But anyway, number 7, I went with D Hay.
I went with Tag, and then went with D Hay at 8.
I had Bryce at 8.
I had your dad at 9.
I had Chase at 9. I don't know. His receivers are amazing. Jalen Hurts could be a good fantasy quarterback just because he runs a lot. I'm just not a believer in the zero RB strategy. I never will be.
10, I have myself.
And I put my dad.
11, I have Wes.
11, I put B Rich.
10, 12, I put V Rich.
And
That
12,
means
12, I put you, buddy. But again, I don't think your team is as bad as you're trying to make it out to be.
dude, if I place last twice in a row, I'm fucking done.
That'd be something right there.
So moving on from there, I think we're gonna go into our running back tier list.
Are we gonna do that first and then the week 1 pick? Okay, yeah, we can do the running back tier list.
So we got it's pretty, best of the game, top of the pack, very good, underrated. I'm gonna make this overrated.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
And then ass.
I like it.
So this is Chris Carson, but Chris Carson is retired.
Yeah,
so we'll make this Rashard Penny.
Is Rashard Penny on there?
Is that him? Yeah, never mind. So sorry, Chris, you're ass.
Just put him in ass.
Is that David Montgomery?
David Montgomery. I'd put him in very good.
Yeah.
Third tier, yeah.
Is that Kenyon Drake?
Kenyon Drake, yeah. At this stage in his career, he's ass. He just broke his ankle last year. Kareem Hunt, yeah, very good. Right there with Monty. I think if he could be starting, he'd be a lot better. Henderson. See, I don't think he's overrated. I really don't. I think he's kind of underrated, but I wouldn't put him in the good tier. So let's do like average. No, let's do below average. Yeah. There you go. There Henderson. Best in the game.
Travis Etienne. I feel like we don't know yet.
Don't know yet. Just put him good. Yeah. JD below average. He's a elite pass catching running back. Not that much of a ground and pound.
Claude. I feel like Claude's good. Eric McKinnon.
Below average.
James Robinson.
Put him in the same as Etienne for now. Yeah.
Bro.
Ass. Top of the pack. For now, I'll put Swift very good, but I think this season he's about to break out and he will move up to the top of the pack.
I think James Conner also goes here.
Yes.
Fuck is
Chase Edmonds. Yeah, he's good. Elijah Mitchell, he's good. Is that Mostert? Yeah. Mostert. Yeah. He just came off an injury, so I'll put him below average. I don't think he's going to be the same. Ramondre, good.
Saquon,
very good. He's just got to stay healthy.
So Tony Pollard.
This might be a little bit of a hot take, but I think he belongs in very good. He just doesn't get the opportunity to show it.
I feel like because of that, he's good.
That's fine. But me personally, I think if he had the opportunity and he wasn't behind Zeke, he'd be very good.
Miles Sanders.
Below average. Is
that AG?
AG, good.
Leonard Fournette.
Very good.
Okay.
He's better in fantasy than he is real life.
Alvin,
top of the pack.
Mark Ingram.
Below average.
CMC.
Yeah, best in the game when he stays healthy.
Mike Davis.
Ass. Latavius, ass. Sorry, buddy. Singletary, good. Maybe even below average, whatever you want. JK, good for now. I think he can move up. Mixon, top of the pack. Chubb. Ooh. See, Chubb's a
not
lot
up
better.
here.
He's not, but I think he's very close. He's so efficient, dude.
I think Najee goes here too.
Yep. Melvin, below average, in my opinion.
Vontae's good.
Vontae, good for now. I think he'll move up to very good. Best in the game, yeah. Ass. Damian, put him where Ramondre is, good. I think him and Ramondre need to be the same.
Cordero.
Cordero's good.
Jacobs is
Very
very
good.
good.
Yep.
Eckler is top of the.
No, he's top. Yeah, top of the pack.
Rod Penny's good. Sonny Michelle's ass.
Naeem Hines, below average. Is that James Cook?
I guess. Say good.
Just say good. We don't really know about him.
Jamal Williams
good. I think he's good. Yeah. Zeke, very
good.
AJ Dillon,
good.
Good. Dalvin
Same
Cook,
reason as Pollard.
Yeah. Dalvin Cook, top of the pack.
Michael Carter, good.
Ass. Ronald Jones. Gaskin, ass. James White, ass. Cam Akers,
good.
We'll put good. How we feel about that?
I like that. I think there's 3 top, and I'm going.
I think, yeah,
JT,
I'd say
Derek,
those are the best
CMC.
3. I would go Derek, JT, CMC.
Fair enough.
Top of the pack. Let's rank the second tier because that one's really hard. That one's really close.
I'm going.
You go first.
I'm going Dalvin 1. Alvin 2, Eckler 3, Najee 4, Chubb 5, Jones 6, Mixon 7.
I'm gonna go. We disagree heavily on Chubb, but I'm gonna go Chubb 4. I think he is definitely a lot better at real life football than he is fantasy just because of PPR. But Chubb 1 out of that tier, Kamara 2, Dalvin 3. No, I'm gonna flip that. Dalvin 2, Kamara 3. Mixon 4, Najee 5. But in fantasy, Najee's better than Mixon slightly. But in real life, I'd probably say Mixon's better as of right now. Then Jones 6, Eckler 7. Eckler again, very very good in fantasy, I'll admit, but he just fills a role for the Chargers, so he gets a lot of production.
All right, so last but certainly not least is our newest segment. It's going to be our weekly picks. So each week we're going to pick all the NFL games, me, Kendall, and now Chase, and we're going to keep up with this tally throughout the year. And the winner of this challenge at week 17 will be receiving a jersey bought by the 2 losers.
Yep.
So there is stakes on the line for this. So you do have to kind of pick smart. But
any jersey that the winner wants.
Yeah. So mine's a Blake Gillikin jersey because punters are fucking badass.
As of right now, I'll probably be going with a Hunter Renfrow Color Rush. Chase did not say which one he wanted, but we got plenty of time. Season's nowhere. Season got to start first, baby. Let's not talk about the end of the year yet.
So let's start with the Thursday night game and go from there. So that's Rams, Bills.
Bills, Rams. Yeah, I've got them all right here.
Yep.
Bills, Rams, Thursday night football. Man.
Give me the Rams.
Okay. Chase took the Bills. I've got Chase couldn't be with us tonight, but he will be on here. Should be every Tuesday. I've got all of his picks right here. He has already sent them to me. So Chase took the Bills in that one. I am going to go with the Rams, but I am a big Dawson Knox fan Thursday night for my fantasy team. Big Dawson Knox fan.
All right. What's the next game?
Saints Falcons.
Oh, give me my boys.
Yeah, we all took the Saints here.
I think Jameis is going to come out and play really well. It is in Atlanta, so that could be sketchy, but I think we'll pull out pretty easily.
Yeah, Atlanta ain't gonna be very good. I'm higher on y'all this year, so that's a clean sweep for the Saints. Next game, 49ers Bears
Give me the 49ers.
at Chicago. The second team I say will be the home team, but we're all taking the 49ers as well.
No offense, Jake and Logan, but the 49ers are better.
They are. They're just a more talented team. Next game, Steelers Bengals, Cincinnati.
I'm gonna take that guy right there.
Yeah, we're all taking the Bengals. Okay, next game, Eagles at the Lions.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Eagles on that one.
We are all taking the Eagles. I will be keeping up with this all season, by the way. And if White can figure out how to do it, whenever we get to this segment every week, he can put like a scoreboard up on the screen to where it has like our up to date records. Patriots at Dolphins. This one shouldn't really be a sweep. I don't think this will be a good game. It might be boring to watch, but
I'll take the Pats.
trying to find who. Okay, well, I don't think Chase. I think Chase forgot to pick that game. I don't see the Patriots or the Dolphins anywhere on here. But who are you taking?
The Pats.
I am going to take the Dolphins in that one. Let me text Chase real quick. We can move on, but whenever he answers, I'll just say it out loud whenever he answers. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Next game. Whenever he answers, I'll just say it out loud who he took. Ravens at Jets. I feel like that's the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
He took. Better have taken the Ravens. Yeah, he took the Ravens. Jags at the Commanders.
Took the Jags.
He took the Commanders. I'm also going to take the Jags. I'm going to go with the upset here. Sorry, Wes. Browns Panthers. Baker Mayfield revenge game out of the gate. I'm also going Panthers. I think Baker gets them, especially with no Deshaun. And Chase made it a sweep. We're all going Panthers here. Colts Texans. That's pretty easy.
Colts.
Yep, I know for a fact he didn't take the Texans. All right, here we go. Raiders at the Chargers, but LA is a Raiders town still, and it is always 90% Raiders fans in that building. So it will be a Raiders home game.
I'm taking the Chargers.
Fuck you. I'm going with the Raiders, obviously. We sent them home last year to end their season. We're going to kick off this year, handing them another loss. And he took the Chargers. Y'all can both fuck off. I'll get a game advantage on that one. Giants at Titans.
Give me the Titans.
Yeah, we all taking the Titans here.
I don't think the Giants will have it figured out in week 1.
Packers at Vikings.
Give me Skull.
He is also taking Skull. Man. I'm going to take the Packers, but I think they'll split. I think Vikings will win later on in the year. Chiefs at Cardinals. I'm taking the Cardinals.
I'm also taking the Cardinals.
Fuck the Chiefs. He took the Chiefs. All right, Sunday Night Football. Bucks at the Cowboys.
I'm taking Dallas.
I'm going with the Bucks. He also took the Bucks. Monday Night Football, last game of the week. Broncos, Seahawks.
That's the worst fucking Monday Night Football.
Yeah, I know they could have done a lot better.
Broncos.
I'll also go Broncos. We all three went Broncos. Okay, now another thing. We are also doing a little thing. It's not really. It's just another idea, just to do something cool. We are also doing our locks of the week, and you can only choose one team for your lock of the week. Once you choose them, you cannot choose them the rest of the year. And Chase chose the Broncos this week over the Seahawks. This is lock of the week. So what you got, Wyatt? Who's your lock of the week this week? Week 1.
The Jaguars.
You're locking the Jag, bro. There's only 17 weeks. You're not gonna lock every team.
Hammer down.
Okay, you're only gonna lock half the league.
And one of them's gonna be the Jags.
Okay.
Sorry, Wes, but that's the lock of the week.
That's not that game's definitely not a lock. But anyway,
it's gonna be a lock when the Jags win.
My lock of the week is going to be the Colts over the Texans. I'll go ahead and take the Colts. So, Chase is still not answered me on who he took between the Dolphins and the Patriots, and I wish that game was just going to be a game that's expected to be won by one of the teams, but it's not.
Yeah, which we'll let you know next episode, which one he picks. We're not gonna let him cheat. There's too much on the line. So.
Oh yeah, no, he'll answer us. If he don't answer us tonight, he'll answer first thing in the morning. So he'll definitely answer before the game.
Yep. So, with that, this episode has come to a close. We had a lot to talk about tonight, and hopefully now we can start getting in a groove. I'm ready for football season to start.
Oh, I know, dude.
I'm ready to hear people start bitching.
Don't get me wrong here. Oh yeah, don't get me wrong here. I am ready for Thursday just for the first game, Bills Rams. Yeah, I'm excited. But Sunday cannot get here fucking quick enough, dude. I've been waiting too damn long to watch Devontae Adams in a Raiders uniform.
I get to watch Jarvis and Tyrann Mathieu play in Saints uniforms. It's pretty fucking dope.
You sound fucking thrilled.
I would have said Marcus May, but he decided to fuck around and find out with the cops. So good job, Marcus. Thanks for selling.
I think all the criminals that were on our team have finally ended up in jail. I think the people on our team now are what's left, and I think they're all good people. Just listening to them.
This might be Alvin's farewell tour.
Could be. Never know. I guess. Unless that motherfucker gets suspended for life or something.
Jesus. But all right, guys. Well, we appreciate you tuning in at this point. Make sure to leave any likes, comments, any suggestions, anything like that. And hope we see you in the next video. And that's all we got, man.
Hey, Raider Nation, baby. Super Bowl year. No, fuck that. No.